Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of our chat side. I'm here today with Michael Kappler, who's the CEO and founder of Beaconinside, and we're going to talk about this technology called beacons and how we're starting to think about those kinds of ingredients inside of our terminals and how we layer on a set of digital services to deliver great new values for merchants as well as for consumers. When you think about a beacon, what it really allows is this idea of us being able to take an online experience and an offline experience and bring them together, and then two, start to provide personalized services. So that's what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to let Michael introduce himself and then talk a little bit about this as we go. Michael?
Hi, Avisa. Thanks for having me.
Very nice to have you.
Yeah, as you mentioned already, I'm CEO of Beaconinside. We are a Berlin-based company in Germany, and what we do is we're providing a cloud-based software as a service solution. It's a data management platform, the so-called Proximity DMP, and we enable retailers to use location-relevant technologies within their mobile application, like beacons, geofence, NFC, to manage the infrastructures, to use it for proximity marketing scenarios, and to collect customer analytics.
That's really exciting, and thank you so much for being here. When we think about Verifone Connect, and we think about how we deliver value to our merchants as well as our acquirers, this becomes really important. Mm-hmm. How important is it, as you talk to future retailers and you talk to the market, how important is it that they get this kind of information?
So beacons are just, or the beacon technology is just closing the gap between geofencing and NFC. So they can be used indoor. They're adjustable when it comes to the diameter. So the diameter can be adjusted up to between 2 meters and 7 to 60 meters indoor. And when Apple announced the beacon technology in 2013, it was all about marketing scenarios. So everything was very excited to use it in store, to get in touch with the customer. But to have a view on the future, it's even more used as an analytics tool. That means we're talking about online to offline attribution. We can measure online and mobile campaigns, maybe done by Google or Facebook, and see if there was any positive impact, any increase in the footfall within the stores.
That sounds awesome. So think about how this would be so great for merchants, because for the first time they'll be able to take something like a Facebook ad and some of these things and actually see conversion all the way down to the store. In many ways, it's the last inch that allows us to get complete end-to-end experiences. That's really exciting.
Exactly. Yes.
As you talk to retailers, how do they use Beaconinside? How do they use your technology? And how do they implement this into their ecosystems? Will you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. In general, there are two approaches. So one approach is the retailer doesn't have any kind of mobile application on their own, but in this case they also can use the beacon technology. So there we have the physical web approach, or nearby notification. That means the beacon is sending an URL signal, and the user will receive any kind of location or store relevant web content. So for example, we have an installation in Berlin in vending machines in the metro stations all over Berlin. And when you're in front of the vending machines, typically there's a glass window, so you can't touch the products, you don't get more information on that.
Right.
But in this case, we're just providing via physical web link to a mobile landing page, and there you find all the information, product information, nutrition, and also allergical information, which are quite important for so many customers.
That's really cool. And then if we build on this a little bit, think about what Michael just talked about. We're starting to make these same interfaces and APIs available in the development kit that we have available on Developer Central. So now a lot of the developers that are working to build applications and experiences for Verifone Connect can expose some of the capabilities through these APIs. Now they can start to innovate with these ideas. If I had access to online, offline attribution, if I had access to being able to create a notification for a client, how would I use that in a new and different way? So this becomes a technology ingredient that people start to use to start to innovate new experiences in the retail space.
Exactly.
That's quite exciting, quite exciting. You know, when we talk and look at some of the industry spaces, for example, there's a Beacon Stack says by 2021, about 70% of retailers will do location-based marketing. How do you see this trend starting to grow and drive in the space? Will you tell us about that?
Yeah, thinking about that is there are 2 points. So on the one side we have always the questions about permanent Bluetooth activation. So that's the one thing. And the other thing is that we're still missing enough beacon infrastructure out there. So on the one side, due to all the wearables, smart watches, for example, we can see that there's a permanent increase in permanent Bluetooth activation, which is very good for this technical approach. Right now we are around about 50% permanent activation, and it's continuously increasing. And on the other side, to have more infrastructure in store, there it helps to have more and more beacon signals integrated or already embedded in other devices, like you can find in lighting solutions, in electronic shelf labelings, and of course the Verifone card terminals, especially the new Engage models.
That sounds very good. So if I was to wrap up and I think about what we're doing, we're starting to take technology capabilities and starting to integrate it directly into Verifone's Connect stack so that our developers can start to innovate in new and different ways. And there are some specific areas that are really exciting. Imagine being able to do loyalty experiences where you walk into the store and now, because of some of the technology with Beaconinside that we have, you get treated like a customer who's known. That means that I can get identified as somebody who spends a lot of time here, comes 2, 3, 4 times a week, and I get treated like kind. Or, for the first time, I can start to say, this is a new customer, how do I want to welcome him into my experience? These are the kinds of new things that we can build, which is really exciting, not only for Verifone, but for the industry at large. This allows us to take retail and start to really make it customized, personalized, and starts to bring the online and offline experiences together. So again, my name is Abazar Vakaria. I run the Verifone Connect business here at Verifone, and we're very excited to see you. Please come down to the booth and take a look at some of the demos here if you haven't already. And with that, we'll wrap it up and say thank you very much to Michael for being here.
Thank you so much.
And being part of this. Have a nice day.